What if I told you guys there's an English Wonderkid playing in the Championship who doesn't cost too much money, is barely signed by most Football Manager players out there, and has the same potential as some of your favourite Wonderkids? I mean, that sounds pretty good. Sounds like it's worth making a video about, so this is it. Let's get right into it. Hello everyone, Jake here for FMSCOUT with another episode of Wonderkid to Superstar. Let's hit 300 likes on today's video, and without further ado, let's get right into it. We are going into the English divisions, into the Championship, and to Bristol City. In this simulation, the only league I've got loaded is the Premier League, and I've set the database to large, and he is here. If we go to Bristol City's under 18s, we will find Alex Scott. Alex is a 17-year-old wide player capped for the England under 18s who has a potential range of 140 to 170, putting him in the same range as some of your favourites, Willett Swedberg, Matthias Orezo, Rooney Bargi, amongst many others. And the good thing about Alex Scott, obviously his attributes, his potential and his price point, and the fact that he's English, but he does seem to be very versatile and able to play in a few positions, which we'll look at in a second. But £10 million or £11 million or so for this guy when he's at the highest end of his range suggests that he should be cheaper in a lot of your saves, and I think he's certainly worth the investment. Obviously, being an English player, there is going to be a little tax on him, but that also means when you sell him on in the future, you'll make even more money. He's natural on the right hand side of the pitch in the attacking midfield position and also central midfield, particularly in the attacking phases of that central midfield game, and he can also play wing back should you want to put him there. Today though, we're going to focus on this wide position, even though I think he would be exceptional in the other areas of the pitch. But he's right footed, he's got some nice physicals that lend themselves well to being a very quick attacking direct player with good agility, acceleration, pace and stamina, which is only going to go up over time. His mentals might need a bit of work, but he's got some good determination in there, and then he's got some great technicals with technique, passing, first touch, finishing and dribbling at a good level, adding some half decent crossing and long shots. And you could maybe make this guy a very good winger. You could make him perfect in any position, to be honest, because you can focus in on training him in that role from the start of your game. But for this simulation, we'll be using him as a winger in our Chelsea side. So using the editor, we've moved him over to Chelsea, and we're going to be using him in a 4-2-3-1 gegenpress preset with Alex Scott set as the winger on the attack duty. Now, with his crossing, I'm not sure he is going to be perfect for that role, and I also think the role is not very good in Football Manager in terms of goals, assists and average match rating. It's certainly not the most effective compared to some of the others, and you could argue he'd be a better inside forward on the right with that strong right foot and that finishing, but he's not natural there or even showing as able to play that position yet. So do bear that in mind going forward in this simulation. But Alex is going to be developing on that right hand side of the pitch with a focus on that winger on the attack duty, but he can certainly play other roles across the park. Mezzala, I think he'd be brilliant in, but he's got double intensity focus on that winger position, and he is being mentored too. Now we're going to simulate into the future to see what he might look like on the lower end of his potential range, then further down the line to see him at maximum growth. But first, I'm delighted to say this video is yet again sponsored by the guys over at Spitch. So let me tell you a little bit about them. If you don't already know, Spitch is a fantasy football app available for people in the UK, Ireland, Germany and Austria if you are over the age of 18. Now, I've spoke about the great benefits of Spitch before, from unlimited transfers to picking your team for each week and focusing in on individual tournaments, but Spitch has now got even better. They've now added their season mode, and I'll put the details on screen, but basically there is a free version of this mode and a paid for version of this mode, but both of which have huge jackpots to be won. The way this game mode works is you pick your selected side for each individual game week. It can be a completely different side every week, and from the course of that season, Spitch are only going to take your best 5 results, so only your best 5 weeks, and put them in the leaderboard. So you've really got to focus in on picking the best side for each individual week, different to normal fantasy football across a season-long format. And who knows, if your fantasy football knowledge is good enough, you could be in with a chance of winning the jackpot. All you need to do to get involved with Spitch is go into the link in the description, which of course supports us as well. That will take you to Spitch, where you can sign up. If you're from the UK, you might have to show your ID to register, but then you're good to go. There's nothing to lose, there's a free version, and you could win a potential jackpot. So I want to see you guys over there on the leaderboard, and who knows, maybe you will be the guy who walks away with all the cash. cash. Okay, here we are a couple of years into the simulation. I actually haven't checked out how well Alex Scott has done throughout the course of his simulation, so I'll be finding out at the same time as you guys, but let's go take a look at this player. I have no idea how he's going to develop, but here he is in 2023, so 2 years in playing regular first team football for Chelsea. I've checked his current ability rating right now and it is 151, so this is him on the lower spectrum of his potential range, and I think he's already turning into a great investment and a player that could certainly be effective in some Premier League sides. I'm not saying he would start straight up for a team like Chelsea, but he does have some great attributes, particularly those physicals, now labelled as a Wonderkid, super quick, super agile and very pacey on that right hand side, a perfect physical set for a winger. His mentals are becoming more balanced as time has gone on. Great vision, great technique and passing. He'd be super effective in loads of areas. This is him on a mezzala on the attack duty, and you can see he's got everything he needs to do this job pretty well. His valuation has gone through the roof as well. Initially he was looking at around £10 million, and now he would be worth anywhere around 40 to 45 if we were to sell him. Now these are probably the lowest average match ratings I've seen in the Wonderkid to Superstar simulation, but based on his attributes I've got to put that down to that winger role. I have used it throughout the whole simulation, so that's not going to change, but I don't think that winger role is accurately reflecting those average match ratings, because that is still over 10 plus goal contributions a season in the Premier League. Not amazing, but for a young player you can forgive it, and hopefully he can kick on. So we're going to take a point away from Alex Scott there for not being the world's best winger, but he is certainly worth the money so far. But now it's time to see what he really looks like at full growth and the kind of player that he could develop into in your save. Here we go, it's 2030. Alex Scott is a lot further into his career, and straight away I'm seeing here that he's being linked with a move to Real Madrid for £97 million. Now that does suggest he's developed a lot since we last saw him. Now at the age of 26, let's check him out. And wow, he does look phenomenal. I'm reacting in real time here. Straight away I'm seeing those physicals lit up, all green. He looks like a great player. But before we check out these attributes in detail and just how well he's done in the match engine, the biggest test of course, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, as we try and hit 140,000 subscribers. And if you want to be an absolute legend, you can find my channel linked in the description. I'm really pushing for 10,000 subscribers over there, hopefully before the start of FM23. We're getting close, but we do need some support, so if you can come check out the channel, even if you just want to hit subscribe and go, I'll take it. I'll still be very happy with that. But if you do want to check out the content, I really do think you'll enjoy it. We've got a long-term save with Villarreal, as well as some rebuild videos. So if you want to check that out, I really think you would have a great time on the channel. But back to Alex Scott, who does have interest from Real Madrid, and look at those physicals, absolutely off the charts. Technically, he's phenomenal. Technique and passing at a super high level. Great first touch, really good dribbling, and good finishing as well. Add into that some much better crossing now, some good long shots, and you've got a really effective presence. I actually think, in hindsight, if I did this again, I wouldn't use him as a winger, because clearly he should have been an inside forward or someone playing through the middle. An inside forward on that left-hand side, that would have been. We would have had to train him there, but I think it would have been a much better fit. He now has 27 England caps and 4 goals, and you'd be looking at like 9-10 times your initial investment on the original purchase of around 10 million. And let's see how he's done. He's actually picked up his numbers a lot, hitting 20 odd goal contributions a season in pretty much every year. But despite that, he's never really hitting an amazing average match rating. Again, if he played a different role, I think he'd smash it based on previous simulations and episodes I've done. He's got better attributes and better goal scoring and assist numbers than many that I've looked at, so do take that into account. I don't think that winger role has done him much justice in the average match rating section, but he has certainly been a massive contributor in this Chelsea side. But like I said, I've got a simulation at the end of his career, so let's check out just how well he did. And another 10 seasons later, Alex Scott is still going strong. Nearly 80 appearances for England with 14 goals. He's starting to dwindle down as he has now hit the age of 33, losing those physicals but developing in his technicals and his mental ability. His price point is pretty much where it was when we initially signed him, but how have those last 7 years been? Actually, some of his better years at the club, near enough 30 goal contributions in the league alone in this season, followed by 20, 19, 21, way past 20 there, I can't do the quick maths, 23 I'm going to say, and 19 in the most recent season. Some of those seasons he's not played every single match, so it's very impressive from the youngster in the Premier League. Not so much a youngster anymore, but he has done very, very well. I've just checked out his milestones and he hasn't won any Ballon d'Ors as you would expect with those average match ratings, but he has been in Premier League Team of the Years, Premier League Player of the Month, Chelsea Best 11s, Champions League Team of the Years, all of that good stuff. He's just not up there in that world-class bracket. Being an English right-wing wonderkid, I'm surprised more people haven't signed him, but I'm sure a lot of you guys will now. I'm going to give him an 7.5 out of 10, I think. If he'd been in a different role for this simulation, I'm sure he would have hit the 8s, the 9s. But let me know what you think of him in the comments down below. Let me know if you've signed him. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe, check out my channel, check out Spitch. That's pretty much everything. Most of all, have a great day everyone, and I'll see you next time. Thank you and goodbye.